Podcast, WATP.
We'll be reviewing a show called Bettor Off Dead. And this is a suggestion from TopLobsta. This is long overdue. You and I have been talking about doing this, well, months have gone by. And I'm glad we're finally getting to it because it's a show that's hosted by Toad, one of TopLobsta's co-hosts on the Tower Gang pod, a show that we featured on here. I also went on myself, Tower Gang. Toad has 179 subscribers on his YouTube channel. And the description is, I'm Toad, a semi-professional sports bettor, and I'll be handicapping games and giving out plays. Let's do this. And so if you don't understand the vernacular of sports gambling, I'll do my best to translate some of this stuff because it gets wild. It's pretty deep the way this guy's going.
He lost me at let's do this.
Yeah, that part was confusing. I agree.
Okay, there's so much that goes into this. And I mean, you came on the show, you also reviewed Tower Gang, so you sort of understand that Toad is the foil.
Yes.
How do you describe it? Yeah. But he's not necessarily the foil. He's the he's the functioning retarded person on the show. Might be he's definitely severely autistic, but almost to the level of mental retardation. Although he has a 130 IQ, so there's like
he's a 130 IQ.
It might be 135. It's higher than every.
His sports gambling strategy is garbage. I'm surprised by that, but okay, we'll get into it. I'm sorry, I didn't realize he was that smart.
So you're taking the over or under on his IQ?
I'm taking the under.
It's
Anyone got action for me? Where can I put this in?
He's a strange dude. So we're gonna trash his show and him like all for this entire time, but I will preface it that he's one of my best friends. I really do.
I can tell.
I love Toad. But he's fucking weird. He's a weird dude, and I feel like more people should see him. Like he's doing this every day. So basically, on Tower Gang, we just rip him ruthlessly because of the dumb things he does and says, and he was kind of talking about suicide a little bit. So we're like, hey, listen, you need to get busy. And you need to do something with your life because like you're not married, you don't have a girlfriend, you just have a job, you don't really have much going on for you. So do something with your life. And he took that as I'm going to start a podcast.
Okay.
Sports betting. That's gonna help.
No one ever gets depressed betting sports.
It's the second to last house on the block.
So this is what he's picked to do. And I'm trying to be a good friend because like I don't want him to be like have no meaning in life. So I'm like,
sure.
keep doing it. The problem is now he's doing one every day for the last a year, I feel like.
And I noticed that you're hosting them on your YouTube page. So it's going live on his YouTube page. Like I said, 179 subscribers. But these guys have over 3,000 on theirs. And it's going on that one. And he's been doing this every day. And no one is watching.
We've lost subscribers on Tower Gang.
No one is watching this
I'm not joking. But like, all right, so the way I operate, my brain is all fucked up. And I like things that are really cringe. And I like to do things that are going to, even if you're like a paying customer, I'll do something to completely estrange you because it just gets me off a little bit. And I feel like this is a great troll on the Tower Gang audience. They're begging to stop.
Yep.
We'll do the show tonight and they'll be in the live chat like, please stop with the Bettor Off Dead lives. They're every morning. I think he does twice a day sometimes. And I'm like, absolutely not. I will not stop. So I feel like
everyone's turned off notifications. They've turned off their subscription for sure. It's like, Jesus Christ, my phone's telling me I should watch this.
We're gonna fucking see it through. Like I'm like, you people have to see this. Like this is a show that I turn on with my wife. Like you know how you'll turn on Netflix and ignore it and then go on your phone? Yeah. We turn on Bettor Off Dead and we let it play. And I'll cook dinner or something like that. This is the
until they're going, I got a viewer. Yes, this is awesome.
It does have that white noise. Sensibility about it.
I'll give it that.
All right, let's get into it. I want to show clips. In fact, I will pull up. You sent me some links here, TopLobsta, and I'll just start with the first one you sent me, and we can get people an idea.
Before we get into the links, do you want to there's a picture. Sorry, let me pull this up here. Yeah, so in the Bettor Off Dead file, it says Toad pics.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah, so there's a bunch in there, and I want the people to understand who Toad is before you listen to this content.
Okay.
So these are all crazy pictures, right? Okay, Toad.
Oh, Mr. Toad.
Mr.
I recognize him.
He takes pride in competing at his job Halloween costume every year.
Okay. There
He's
he is
won
dressed as Rick
championship.
Sanchez.
Yes. Keep scrolling. I mean, he just,
Okay. So he's really into dressing up in different costumes for Halloween.
Oh,
but just for Halloween.
Okay, good. Well, that's still not great, but I'm glad he's not doing this year round. That's probably a good thing. That's the Tiger King right there.
Yeah.
All right, he's into it.
He's really into it.
Maybe he should do this more than like sports betting. Seems like he's
that's
better
actually
at
a
this.
really good one.
Yeah, who's that? Pitchman.
I don't remember,
That's
but
Billy Mays, yeah.
Billy Mays.
Mays.
Yes. Did Billy Mays die
Yes.
yeah.
from when he
Yes.
was a cokehead, right? His heart fucking blew up. Is that the one I'm thinking of, or is the other guy?
He died on a plane, right?
Oh, did he? Okay, maybe. All right, I take it all back.
You can do coke on a plane.
Well, yeah, I would prefer it. Okay, so that's a little bit into his personality, I guess.
He's a little too
Much. You call that a personality? This is what his podcast looks and sounds like here.
Sup, guys? 0-1 yesterday. At least it was a loss that was so immediate and ridiculous that it was just, you don't even care about it. Not even close.
This is the very start of the show, and every show starts off with them recapping yesterday's losses. And what's brilliant about this is that it goes from here's all the games I lost yesterday to here's what I'm picking tonight.
Oh boy.
So I get the sense that he might be one of those guys that you could just bet the opposite and make a fortune.
Oh, Carl, you
Has
have
anyone
no
tried
idea.
that?
I'm in so he has like a Twitter chat where he talks about bets all day, and he has left his own Twitter chat multiple times because the fans, he actually has a couple of fans, and they're like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, Toad. I'm betting against you. And he'll like lose his mind, leave his own chat. And then a day later, they invite him back in, and like nothing happened. He begins talking again, like, well, the odds for Cincinnati tonight. It's like, what the fuck?
Close. 13-1. Reds lost. Nick Lodolo, worst start of his entire career, I assume. Just horrendous. But like I said, those losses are easier to take just because it's over. So immediately, you know that it's over. It's like, all right, just move
There's
on.
a lot of cope. And I have friends who are compulsive gamblers. I dabble. So I get it. I understand the gambler's cope. And I have clips. I'm going to play it a little bit. You just heard it right there where it's like, oh man, they were winning and then the other team came back. I should have won that. I count that as a win. It's like, no, the team lost. There's no multiverse scenario where the Utah Jazz ended up winning that game. They didn't.
Yeah, tell that to your bookie.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh, they were gonna? Oh.
Also, he's so ill-informed on a lot of these things, which is wild if you're going to gamble as much as you do. I guess he spends so much time gambling, he doesn't really do the research. You just heard him say, wow, that pitcher got crushed, his worst start ever. I assume. I don't know. Maybe he's done that before.
He's so autistic that like, so I've done MMA and boxing for quite a while. And we talk about UFC sometimes in the chat, and we're like, oh, maybe Adesanya might have the upper hand here. And he'll be like, actually, and we're like, do you even watch? You've never even watched the UFC event, but he'll tell you no, because the number lines say this. So therefore, so he's looking at just pure numbers, ones and zeros, making all the wrong bets off of it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Vaughn. That's a loss. All right. I'm going to have one play on this Sunday baseball card. I don't love this card. Just like yesterday, I did not love it. I don't love it today. I will mention, I was looking first, I'm saying, Philadelphia on the verge of a sweep over Washington. And I believe they're playing the Atlanta Braves next, which is just a huge divisional matchup, obviously.
So, Carl, if I may, play a game here with your audience. Every time he over-pronunciates a random word that doesn't need to be, like, made notice of in a sentence, just take note of it, because it's all the fucking time.
The other thing he never does is take a breath. He does not want any silence to be happening at any time. He's always on just by himself for 45, 50 minutes at a time, and it's just nonstop, and then tomorrow there's going to be another game. I don't really love that game, but I might take that game. But if I was going to take that game, then what I would take is it's like, oh, dude, all right.
Well, it's less pathetic that way.
Is it?
No.
Thinking, okay, that looks not great for Philadelphia. It seems to be like that has to be a look-ahead spot, right? And they might overlook Washington, who's not a very good team.
Washington. The other thing, because I noticed he was just doing that right now. I haven't watched this clip before, but when he's betting baseball. He likes to bet if they usually play 3-game series in baseball. So if one team has won the first 2, he likes to bet the other team. It's like the Washington Generals approach to, they're due. They keep losing. Of course they're going to win this one. I actually was watching today's episode. They just did a few hours ago. Let's see what he's talking about.
Oh, he did one today? Yeah, of course he did.
Of course he did, yeah. I looked it up. And,
these are 47 minutes. And each one, they average like 16 views. He's doing them every day. It's incredible.
It's when you say autistic, I get it. That's the part that I understand. I would have given up by now, but like, all right, no one's watching. No one cares. Who gives a shit? But he's doing it.
He can't stop.
Guys, Toad back with you off of a 4-3 night. Is that what it was? It was a winning night, mostly thanks to the 2-0 in the NBA. A couple of easy wins in the NBA. The New York
Toad, turn your audio up. It's so fucking quiet. His audio sucks on this one.
Knicks blowout win over the Orlando Magic and Sacramento Kings. Got a little bit dicey kind of towards the middle of the game, but they were able to turn it on again and have a nice finish to that game and win the game against the Houston Rockets. So 2-0, my NBA. Not doing too badly. What is not doing well is college basketball. I went 2-3 in college basketball, but I think I should have been at least 3-2, man. I mean, that UNA.
I love that right there, that mentality. All right, I went 2-3 in college basketball. I should have gone 3-2. Because, of course, there was a weird game where weird things happened, and he predicted it right. Meanwhile, college basketball, especially at this stage of the game, people get into college basketball around, I don't know, March. He's watching it in November and December. He doesn't know who any of the players are. He doesn't even know who's coaching these teams. He's making these decisions, like you said. And I gamble on sports, but mainly football, because I know who's playing. I know the matchups. I know why one team's favorite. I can usually predict what the line's going to be. This guy's just going, well, I was looking at it, and this is a 15-ranked team versus a 25-ranked team, but the 25-ranked team is favored, and so I think what's happening is the better. It's like, dude, you're overanalyzing the wrong parts of this.
You know, you guys, I mean, you really got to understand, it's just betting to bet. It's money that he has. When you think of the word expendable income, it's this dude. His face is right next to it. He'll go to these games and sit like baseline, front row at the Boston Celtics game. He's in Boston. And he'll buy 2 tickets. Every event he goes to, he buys 2 tickets, and he's the only one that goes.
What does he do for a living? Can you say?
Does he
I
super
don't
chat?
fucking know. Something with computers, but anytime we ask for help with like on the computer with Tower Gang, he can't help us.
What a guy.
Watch this. I picked up on this from today's episodes. It's funny.
Defensive coach, so whatever. And then what were my other college basketball plays today? I don't even remember. I would have to go look, but whatever the case was, it was just like, I don't know.
That's incredible. He's on his show recapping yesterday. Mm-hmm. And he goes, and what was the other game I bet? I don't know. I don't even remember.
It's the only focus of his show.
It's the only thing he needs to have written down in his notes. It's the 7 games that he bet.
Notes?
Well, it's funny you say that because...
Oh, I see he works out.
Guys, wait. Episode 1 of Tower Gang. If you go back, those fucking weights have not been moved. Same order.
There's a pile of dust on them.
The dust is heavier than the weights at this point.
Whoa, don't touch them. They're in a certain order, okay?
Well, so he starts off this recent episode. He didn't have the internet at his house. He's bitching about that.
All right.
Sup, guys? My internet is down right now because they're doing internet work, and I guess it's going to be the same on Monday, so... Fuck Comcast, I guess, for taking away our service that we pay for. I don't know. No, it's going to speed things up. Yeah, okay, my internet's already fast. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm just going to get you this video anyway from my phone because 5G is my only internet, and I'm going to try to do this from memory, just remember what I was going to talk about. Hopefully I can remember everything. I'm not at my home base now. Don't have my computer in front of me, so I can't go through and see everything and screen share and whatever, but...
Yeah, you can write it down, though. You can write down some notes like, here are the games I'm going to bet on. Here's why. Like, we're scribbling out some notes. Instead, he's just like, the internet's down, then I can't fucking look at anything.
They're doing internet work.
I would dare say...
Jackhammers and helmets.
This is the most interesting man in the world. And you guys realize... Do you know he ran for president of the Libertarian Party?
No, I did not, because I don't think he made it onto the ballot. In my state.
He made it. Oh, no, definitely not. I think the gay dude made it on the ballot. But he was running. He debated the entire field of candidates with the Tower Gang jersey on and no shoes. for like 2 hours. It was fucking incredible.
Oh, well, that's worth checking out, I suppose. That'll be fun.
Yeah, this guy he's something else, man.
But also, like we talked about, he doesn't have the internet. And so he has to use his phone, and he can't use his computer. He doesn't have his notes. He's not sure if he's going to know what to talk about. It's like, this video has 12 views. Like, you could have just skipped it. No one would have complained. You wouldn't have had to answer angry emails or anything like
12
that.
people would be like, how am I going to lose my money today?
Well, here's an example of the bettor's cope. He's got it in spades.
And that wound up not happening as the Utah Jazz had a big lead in the second half. They were up double digits in the second half. They blew the entire thing and then didn't even cover and lost by 6 or 8 or whatever it was. That was my one loss last night, and that probably shouldn't have been a loss either.
Probably shouldn't have been a loss.
Stormy in the Discord is, this motherfucker will be gambling on the coin flip for kickoff. Comments?
I'll take heads.
He gambled on if there'd be a UFO invasion yesterday. This guy's a degenerate.
That probably has pretty good odds, though, right?
It did, yeah. I think he gambled that there might be.
There might be.
I heard that December 3rd that was going to happen. We were flying yesterday, too, so I thought we might be in the battle. I was prepared. I had my joystick.
I looked out the window the whole time.
Nice. If you want to hear more about that, that's Nephilim Death Squad, man. We do deep dives on retarded shit like that. But
sweet.
Yeah.
All right, one more clip from this episode, just to show off how knowledgeable he is about what he's gambling on.
I think Pyron, whatever his name is, I forget all these guys' names. I don't even remember which guy is which at this point. Pyrion, I have no idea. One of their backup quarterbacks, and I think it was the one who I said wasn't going to play because it was going to ruin his red shirt status. I think he did actually play. I think that he was the one who got in on that rushing touchdown which wound up giving Georgia Tech the win.
So, I mean, I would never take advice from this guy. He doesn't know what the guy's names are. He predicted something was going to happen. It didn't happen. He has no idea what's going on. I swear to God, if there was a similar show to this with a woman who just goes, I don't know, I like the Miami Dolphins colors. They're pretty, so I'm taking them to cover the spread. I'm like, all right, it's just as good as anything that Toad's going to tell me.
Sounds like Sundays at our house.
There is a similar show, and there's a bunch of them. Women have figured this stuff out. They figured out the grift. They do this landscape mode. They walk, they put their tits out, and they talk about betting odds. Who even knows if it's right, whatever. I mean, hundreds of thousands of views. Like, some have millions of subscribers. This guy
Lucy Tightbox, stop talking about movies. You got to start talking about betting sports. No, but those catch on, huh? You have to send me some links to that.
I mean, you don't know how to find boobs on the internet?
Well, not boobs that tell me who to bet on Sunday. Don't act like you don't want to know about it.
All right.
This is what I was talking about, where he always needs to be talking, and he catches himself with some filler words and has to address it. This might be the autism coming out here.
In that one. What else we got? I feel like I always say that. Just it's more of a time killer there. First play up, I'm going to play Furman, even though it looks very square.
Furman.
He goes, what else we got? Sorry, I always say that. It's like, that's fine. You're scrolling through the page. You can say, what else we got? I feel like I always say that just to fill the time. It's like, you could also just say nothing. It's not like people are watching and engaged and like, oh, we stop talking for a minute. I'm out. I'm out of here.
The three people that are listening are there for the long run. They're there every day.
Yeah. You're not going to lose them. Actually, that's, let me play this clip. This one's a funny one because, he's on here doing his show. He's 50 minutes in or 45 minutes into the episode and has a realization.
To back this time. Nobody's even watching. We have 0 viewers, so very sad. Give me the...
He literally looks over and he goes, there's 0 viewers. Why am I going through all of this? What are we doing right now? It's like, yeah, it's a great question, actually. Brilliant observation.
There's an audience for this, and I'm not sure if the audience is the audience that wants to know about betting, but there's an audience for people looking at this and going, this is tragic. His life, he's on 2 hours of sleep, and instead of sleeping, he's going to pound more coffee and do more Bettor Off Dead. He does nothing that's good for him. It's just incredible. So that it's just a spiral into the descent, this show. I love it.
And you're the one who suggested he do this.
Because
you're a good friend.
not only did I suggest it, I did the artwork for him and I told him to continue.
Does he have merch? Can I buy a Bettor Off Dead t-shirt? Or?
You can. TopLobsta.com. It's going to be
All right.
Write that down.
Write that down. We'll check that out. He also used to do YouTube Shorts videos. This one I found particularly funny.
What's up, guys? Disastrous 0-5 day yesterday, which was shocking. My NFL video is up with my NFL plays for today, and I'm adding one play in the NBA today, which is the Memphis Grizzlies plus 9.5 or plus 9 or wherever it is now. Even though they are coming off a decent underdog win over the Orlando Magic, and they are on a 3-game win streak, I believe, the spot is worse for the Pacers because the Pacers are coming out of an epic comeback and late rally to beat the Phoenix Suns, and they have the Boston Celtics up next, so I think they might overlook the Memphis Grizzlies in this spot, the Ja Morantless Memphis Grizzlies.
How do you do that? How do you go seamlessly from I lost all 5 of my bets yesterday to here's what I'm getting today and here's why? These are definitely this time I know what I'm doing here. This is gonna hit.
That's what I'm saying. Do you see why he's my friend? Like, because like he can go from these low lows and then just instantly swim and be like, you know what, fuck it, we're doing this now. It's like, all right, let's go, Toad. Let's go do some cool stuff.
Well, you could tell the energy he gets and the excitement he gets from talking about the next bet. I worked with a guy at E-Bombs World who lost his ass sports betting. But as soon as you said, yeah, but the White Sox are playing again tomorrow, he's like, yeah, you're right. Actually, who's on the mound for that? What's the pitching matchup? It's just like, holy shit, here we go again.
Flashy Vic in your comments said he can't make eye contact with the camera. It's good observation. That autistic.
Yeah, that is a bit odd. But maybe he's also looking at all of his copious notes. Oh, yeah, that's right. He doesn't take notes at all. There's gambling websites that try to get you to sign up to take their advice, and they'll give you like the picks, pay them money, and they're like, we know who's going to win these games. And there's a scheme to this. What they do is they send out free picks. So they'll send out email blasts. 50% say the Lions are going to cover the spread, and 50% say the Lions are not going to cover the spread. And then they take the 50% of the people they got right and they shoot them another one. 50% of this, 50% of this. Then they take that 50%. And you keep going until there's a whole group of people who have seen you get it right 5 times, 6 times in a row. And they're like, holy shit, these people do know what they're doing. And they go on the website and they sign up and they give them money. We have a mutual friend who fell for this. Used to play drums in one of our bands. And that's how you do this. He's doing the opposite. He's like, I'm 0-5, but what do we got tonight? We got a lot of matchups, a lot of juicy matchups I'm excited about.
How could you not love that? I actually just sent you, I have his campaign to run in Alaska. I just put it in the folder if you want to. It's insane. The entire thing of this, the scope of this is crazy.
All right, let me look for that. While I'm doing that, let me play another video that you sent me to watch. And what's crazy, TopLobsta just sent me all these videos just start from the beginning. It's like that's really all you need.
Pick a spot. Pick any spot. It's just losing.
Sup,
misery.
Guys? I guess I probably should have played the Philadelphia Phillies yesterday, which would have been a win. They did win. But we move on to today. I am going to play one game, and I don't know if I love this, to be honest. I will point out a couple of other things first. That Texas is returning home from a road trip. We have a short Major League Baseball card today on Thursday with a couple of teams moving on to new series, and most of the series today are continuing into their final game. But Minnesota, Texas, and Boston, Baltimore are both new series, and I think Washington, Philly is too. Those series are beginning anew. Texas is the only team returning home from a road trip, I'm pretty sure. They just beat my Red Sox last night, that was just a horrific set of circumstances for the Red Sox. The Red Sox should have won that game. They had held Texas to 2 runs in the first 7 innings.
It's all so sad, too. Like, everything's just doom and gloom. Yeah. I'm not surprised he's single.
David asked if he has a lot of money to bet with. Okay, so he at one point had a bank account that was kind of like lost and frozen with $75,000 in it and wasn't worried.
Oh, shit.
He's like, I'll get it back when I get it back. We're like, excuse me? That's the kind of money we're talking about. I don't know what the fuck he does, really.
How much is he betting on these games? He doesn't really talk about what he's putting on these games.
He never says numbers, but sometimes like he'll show up, like if it's a Wednesday and he took a beating, he'll be like noticeably looking sick. And we're like, oh, he lost.
Oh, no.
Like probably, a couple thousand.
with sports gambling, it doesn't decrease over time. You're not like, I'm just going to bet $10 on these games. Fun is fun. That's enough, you know? So, all right, here's, do you want to set this up at all? This video you just popped into the folder?
As Toad is running for the presidential nomination, he's running on, again, no platform. He said, I have no website. I don't want any money, but he's looking for the nomination. He's making his plea to, yes, a true libertarian. He's making his plea to the different states on why they should, because like the way the libertarians do it, it's kind of like delegates and stuff like that. So this is to Alaska, I believe. And he's going to just tell them why they should pick him.
Sup, LP Alaska. I didn't know there was an LP Alaska. I'm not even convinced that Alaska exists. I don't even know what it is or where it is.
Oh, ever since the Aleppo moment, all of the libertarians are just act like they don't know about places on the map.
I'm Toad. I'm running for president, obviously. You know who I am. I'm from the Tower Gang podcast, the most offensive podcast on earth, and I'm running the most offensive campaign on earth. So this campaign, we're talking about memeing the bad guys until they cry. We're going to meme them until they cry all day, online, on social media.
Well, you said there was no platform. That's a pretty good platform. We're going to meme the bad guys. I vote for that.
That's our slogan.
On Twitter. We're going to throw governors to Gitmo, all the governors that implemented the COVID lockdowns, the worst violation of liberty.
All right, he's 2 for 2 with me so far. Now, if we're going to start photoshopping bikinis on some of these politicians, let's see what's next.
In our lives, throw them on Guantanamo Bay, unironically. They deserve to be held accountable. We're going to free all the January 6ers. They did nothing wrong. And in fact, they're patriots, and they were expressing their displeasure with the COVID lockdowns and with what the federal government is doing. They walked into a public building. Free them all.
Why?
Free those guys.
I still can't. I mean, I talk to him all the time. I still can't understand. You exaggerate the wrong words in a sentence. Like, if you want to make a sentence hit, you'll exaggerate the big one. And he's just kind of like 2/3 of the way through, you exaggerated that, and now everyone's confused, but you made a statement.
It's true,
man.
It's a style.
What I find fascinating is going back to the top of this show, because I dabbled in some of his clips earlier, getting the gist of things. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about this.
No, I didn't either.
But I think about the costumes that this guy was wearing.
Yeah.
Because he seems so unfucking fun in every way. How is that
Chris,
possible?
do you understand how it's all coming together now with this one guy?
Yeah, I can see why he's fascinating.
It's fascinating. He's a case study. If I could keep him in my house in an aquarium, I would. As a matter of fact, let me tell this story. Another loss. He came to my house for the event that we did, Bohemian Grove, and he's staying in a small, I had a small room. So I was like, stay in here. And he's like, got to get my steps in. So I was like, all right, I have a 3,600 square foot house. I said, go downstairs, walk, fucking get your steps in.
Yep.
I leave. I go to sleep. In the middle of the night, I hear just like in a circle. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I go downstairs. No one's down. He's in this tiny room it just has a Murphy bed pulling down, and he's walking like a U shape around the Murphy bed to get his steps in. And I'm like, go downstairs and go outside. Right, I have 10 acres here. He's like, nah, I don't like the way that floor feels. And I just said, all right, Toad. And I went to bed. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with this guy.
So it's one of these guys where you're like, oh, this is a bit. And then you get to know them and you go, oh, this isn't a bit. And
exactly.
It was never a bit. I thought, okay.
Yeah. Hated him. We hated him for a long time on the show. And then we met him. He stood, we'll do events or live things like that. And we'll stay in the same hotel. And you're like, this guy's he's about it. This retarded stuff that you see, it's really him. Every bit of it. As a matter of fact, it's even dialed back. You don't understand the level of autistic until you're in person with it. It's incredible.
Do you want to talk about, you sent me his channel. Do you want to talk about the channel at all? Do you ever cover that?
Maybe just one more thing in the notes at the bottom. I wrote covers for the YouTube videos.
Do you want to get to that? We could do that.
I mean, might as well explain.
He's the lost trucker Andy brother.
All right. So he also has another talent, guys.
The last one there, the very one at the bottom. I think that one is my favorite that he's ever done.
Now, we've talked about ukuleles on this show. Kristen was going to go there.
I wasn't ready.
We've talked about ukuleles, and I think the ukulele is a symbol that you're a kid. It seems to me like everyone who plays a ukulele is trying to attract children in a very awkward manner.
Without having to learn an actual instrument.
Right.
I will say Toad is famous for skipping the pussy. He's a virgin. He's had opportunity, has never
really?
done it. Yes. This is what I'm saying. Do you see how many layers?
Yeah.
Around
He's how old is he?
40s?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This is horrible. Although this is the guy you want running the country, right? He doesn't even give a shit about pussy. Like,
He skips the pussy.
No distractions.
Yeah, he's going to be busy with policy then. That's good.
Put that man's face in a dollar bill.
All right, so check this out.
Aw.
This unironically fucks.
Something takes a part of me, something lost and never seen. Every time I start to believe, something's been taken from me. Life's always gonna be messing with me. You wanna see the light, can that chill and let me be free? So do I, can I take away all this pain? You wanna see the light, I try to every night, all in vain, in vain. Sometimes I cannot take this place. Sometimes it's my life I can't taste. Sometimes I cannot feel my face. You'll never see me fall from grace. Something takes a part of me. You and I were meant to be. A cheap fuck for me to lay. Something takes.
Why are the lights changing? What is he looking at on his monitor? Because the
I don't
lights keep
know.
changing on him as it's going. It's very distracting. He seems to take his music seriously, though. Am I correct on that?
It's the only time he's on mic.
I forgot how long the intro was, but he does the fucking scat. You know the scat part of the song?
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
Okay.
See me fall from grace.
Is it after the first chorus?
I don't remember.
Takes a part of me. Something takes a part of me.
Oh, I think it's here.
Yeah.
He does take it seriously.
His tempo is garbage, but I think it's fine. Mr. Chris is part of a rhythm section, so I know it was bothering him. This is the one that I was checking out, and I thought it was pretty decent because he's not just doing the easy chords on here. It's actually
LA face with the Oakland booty.
Oh, this one's good too.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face. You get sprung and you wanna pull up tough. You notice that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Ooh, babe, I wanna get with you and take your pretty picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that butt you got makes me so horny. Ooh, rumple smooth skin.
that might be better than the original version.
Oh, it's a close second, if
It's
not.
pretty good, yeah. So I enjoyed that.
And this guy is
Picture
just
walking
amazing.
down the aisle to that.
That'll have to be your next wedding, unfortunately.
Second wedding.
Yes. What a
Thank you for
fascinating
showing
character.
people.
Well, Well, thank you, Top Lobster, for introducing us more to Toad, because I've only really seen him on Tower Gang. And, as a punching bag, I didn't realize he was so complex as a character. It's pretty wild, actually.
He's really grown on me.
Who are these